There's talk of Madonna drinking wine with a spoon. The word #detox has 13 million uses on Instagram. Wow. The words paleo, keto and macrobiotic are creeping into otherwise normal conversations. And dry no longer has anything to do with the weather. It can only be January, a month so miserable, there's nothing to lose by turning to self-improvement. I'm totally guilty of buying into the seasonal faddishness. Right now, I am on a green juice cleanse, contributing my pennies, quite a lot of them actually, to the UK's £20 billion diet and wellness industry. We're not short of celeb encouragement either, from Beyoncé calling for fans to join her in Veganuary, to Gwyneth Paltrow's endless stream of, it has to be said, scientifically challenged advice. The fact is, the science around detoxes, cleanses, and sticking jade eggs where the sun doesn't shine, sorry, Gwynny, is pretty thin on the ground. And we should all be mindful of extreme regimes that encourage eating disorders and real health risks. But a lot of us are just trying to do something mindful with our diets to rebalance after a season of excess, reintroducing a bit of discipline and restoring good habits. Surely that is what the doctor ordered.
Well, first thing I would say, Afua, is no diets, please. We're Ghanaian.
Amen.
Ghanaian culture does not believe in diets. We believe in the absolute opposite.
Fatten up.
Yeah, food. Though I've got a funny story for you. So, speaking of veganuary, I do it every year.
You do what?
Veganuary or veganuary, as Afua
Just for the month?
Just for the month. So you go vegan for the month, which is what Jay-Z and Beyonce are saying. And so a few years ago, my agent called me up and said, "Oh, are you still vegan?" I said, "Oh, why?" She said, "Well, we've had an offer come through, but it requires you to be vegan." So I got the offer through and I was like, "Oh, I'm still vegan." And so it meant that I needed to remain vegan for 6 months. So sort of 3 months into it, I'm still vegan. Anyway, they then start looking at my social media because I was supposed to start posting about this thing. And they're like, "We've been looking at June's social media. We've seen her Christmas pictures. It doesn't seem she's even vegetarian." So needless to say, that ended. No, I think...
Did you enjoy the vegan experience?
I do it every year. I do, just for a month. Yeah, I love it. I think there's nothing wrong with it. It's healthy. It clears you out.
Why do you do it?
I think it's just, like she said, it shows discipline, you feel better, you have more energy, your skin improves as a result. I wouldn't do it all the time, and I think at the end of the day, it's about control with these things as opposed to becoming obsessed, but there's no harm in it. Do you feel good doing it?
I feel great.
Well, you look great. It's working.
Well, you always look great. I wonder if we can explore a little bit more of your personal case, Afua. £20 billion, you say.
I mean, I wish I was personally contributing.
How much is it costing you, this special diet?
It's not a diet.
Sorry.
I see it as it's a wellness. It's a wellness
you get the juices sent
it's
to
not
you.
for weight loss.
Regime.
Yes, it's not cheap.
Well, that's not answering the question. How much is this regime costing you?
I don't
Probably
want to
a
admit
grand?
how much
How
I'm saying.
much?
No, OK, if a grand is too much, then it's fine. £300. For
that's
a 5-day,
not
they deliver my cold-pressed green juices every morning. No,
They
but
deliver you what, did you say?
My cold-pressed green juices every morning.
And you'll give me
I see it as an investment in my long-term
cayenne and
health.
lemon and all of that?
Yeah, the first one of the day is like a turmeric and
ginger
and linseed elixir, and then like green juice, and then at lunch you get this cold pressed.
Give me your address. I'll do it for $250.
He's going to pipe up, but you do all this kind of stuff, don't you?
I
do it occasionally, but I'm going to put all vegans into room 101, is what I've decided. Because there's nothing worse than someone coming to lunch and then you're cooking it and then they're saying, "Oh, actually, I'm a vegan." I say, "Well, just bring your own food in. Bring your own."
I used to be vegan. I never got invited to anyone.
But I have stopped drinking for January.
Oh, well done.
I have been on almost all those faddish diets you've described.
Jade egg?
I've been on all of them.
No, that's what Gwynny recommends.
Jade egg where?
No, Gwyneth Paltrow recommends putting it up.
Yeah.
Up what?
Your private parts.
Oh, so only a woman can do that?
I don't know.
you could put it somewhere else.
You could try.
I don't know who's been talking.
Yes, no, I go every so often to spend a week where I live on what you're living on, juice and nothing else.
I bet you spend a lot more than I do.
I do spend a lot more than you do.
there.
How much do you spend?
It's well over £1,000. But now here's what I think. At the end of a week, when I do it, the end of a week, I hate going, But at the end of the week,
You
I feel
love
a lot
it.
better.
You do,
There's no doubt about it. If you don't eat all sorts of things for that week, you feel much better. But the idea that you're going to do it for life, I can't think of anything worse.
No, but it's not. Well, I'd say two things. It's not meant to be for life, but it's also about incorporating good habits into your daily life.
Why don't we all just...
Particularly when you have children as well.
But isn't it just easier just to live healthy lifestyles, and then you wouldn't feel a need to do these 300
define a
over
healthy
1,000?
lifestyle.
Well, I think a healthy lifestyle is common sense, basically. You're not going to be drinking your body weight in alcohol. You're not going to be eating a load of crap and rubbish and processed and all the rest of it.
Michelle, I see your
You're gonna be
breakfast
drinking
every
some
morning.
I've always
She has a McDonald's before the pledge.
I've always admitted I have chocolate for breakfast. I've had chocolate for breakfast every day for about 25 years.
Cheese, biscuits.
What I'm saying is, we are all, you, not me, I'm not putting myself in this bracket, but you lot are all falling for the marketeers' dreams.
No, we're not.
Yes, it's 300 quid. I will come to your house. I will turn up in a pinny.
Oh, hello, can I get this, sir? I didn't know this was on offer.
For £300.
But if at the end of the week you feel much better,
It's like
it's money well spent.
But why do you feel better?
Because
you've not been living
because you
healthy in the
haven't
first
eaten
instance.
what we normally eat.
Do you know, I
That's my
think a
point.
lot of it is psychological. I think it's you saying to yourself, this week I'm going to be more mindful, I'm going to be disciplined. It's not business as usual. It's probably the psychological effect of just deciding to do
So
something.
I have a
that
green
causes
juice
the
every day at the
benefits.
moment, and I make it for myself. I don't change any of my other habits. I just incorporate a green juice. End of story.
We do that
It don't
anyway.
cost
You
me
do
300
that.
I do
odd
that.
quid.
But
It
Nick,
don't...
the point...
You lost an enormous amount of weight.
Yeah, 48 pounds.
Look,
48
fantastic
pounds.
for
Go on,
it. We're
what
proud of you,
gimmicky
babe.
diet did you do?
No, not at all. Not at all. What did I do?
Did you cut drinking?
I got a. Oh dear, I got a bicycle. I started cycling, and I knocked back on the amount of drink that I was drinking, although that's slightly crept back up again. And I stopped eating really poor food. So I didn't have. I used to live on takeaways because I'm a single bloke.
Yeah.
So I used to just ring up and get the Indian restaurant or the Chinese restaurant, and they are laced full of sugar.
And did you put any of that weight back
2
on?
or 3 pounds.
That's
3
all.
pounds. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Well done. Oh, the
Yeah.
image
Can
of
I
you in
just
lycra
pick
and
up?
push by.
I've got, in all seriousness, you know, picking up on your debate, Michelle, and what Afua's discussing now, we do have to look at obesity, and we do have to look at how we get children eating in a more healthy way early. And I've got a great clip here by Dr. William Bird, GP, talking about what obesity actually does to the body.
What happens is in the cells, the fat cells, particularly the ones in the tummy, they create this inflammation. This inflammation starts to attack the brain, it starts to attack arteries, and that leads to diabetes, dementia even, and depression, anxiety, cardiovascular disease. All those conditions that we get all start off in children.
So we need to start this stuff
I
earlier.
think that's really important. And also, I do want to introduce a kind of class money aspect, because I mean, I am embarrassed how much I spend on my juice fare, and it's kind of, it replaces a holiday maybe that I would have gone on, but it is expensive. If you want to do any of these wellness regimes, if you want to go on the keto diet, you're eating high-fat, grass-fed meat and lots of leafy green vegetables. That is expensive.
You could get yourself a chicken breast and some broccoli. That's not
you
gonna
can do
cost
it. You can
do it.
You can do it cheap.
It's cheaper to eat junk, and that is my issue. We always talk about taxing sugar and taxing fat. I would rather we subsidised healthy food so that it's more accessible
It's cheaper
to people.
to eat vegetables.
One person,
I found being vegan
one person who has
expensive.
lost a lot of weight is Tom Watson,
Phenomenal,
the
70
deputy leader of the Labour Party. And that's not because of Jeremy Corbyn being the leader. It's worth watching, listening to what he says.
Amazing.
This is my daily cup of coffee. Usually I'll skip food for breakfast and I just have either a little bit of butter or what they call MCT oil in my coffee. And for me, when I first started doing it, it took away the sugar cravings. And this just sort of gets me through to lunchtime without being particularly hungry in the morning.
He is almost unrecognisable.
Yeah, he is.
And he reversed his type 2 diabetes.
Yes,
as
but
a
the
result.
question is, this could be the high point. Most people who go on these sorts of things lose weight, put it all back on again.
No, I think it's
Charlie Faulkner.
Charlie Faulkner, but he lives on apples.
Apples and Diet Coke.
Yeah.
Which I wouldn't. Don't take this as dietary. Don't take this as dietary advice.
Anyway.